Patreon exclusive YouTube. Got my man Armando here for this filming. We're talking a little bit about double leg, getting the takedown, and how to mat return our training partner. There's a lot of subtlety in this video. We're gonna try to cram it all into one video. So I'm actually gonna expedite it. I'm gonna be on Armando's hips. I get a tight lock on his legs. So you know how we typically set this up. You can click one of these links above me and I'll show you exactly how to get to this position. But what I'm doing, I'm going double leg. I'm breaking Armando down to a hip. He goes down like so. Now from this position, I start to drive my knees down. His goal is to get to his elbow and eventually his hand. So before he can do that, I keep my head pinned on his shoulder and I keep a false grip on his knee, just like this. From this position, look how I slide my right knee under his knee and I collect his ankles. I'm not going knee deep, I'm going ankle deep. And from here, I can cross my feet and sit on his ankles like so. And the number one thing I want to focus on, if you notice my head is on the front of his shoulder, this is going to be problematic for me because eventually he's going to start pushing my head away with that free hand and he's going to get up and it's going to be too late for me, yeah? So I'm going to immediately get my head to his back. So that forces Armando into a situation where he has to go belly down to escape. So I essentially pain him into a corner. From this position, I lock my hands around his waist. As he starts to get up and free his legs up, which generally happens, he gets up, I keep my training partner's hands on the mat. Before he's able to come up completely and start fighting my hands, I step my right leg in the middle and I spread him out just a little bit further. Now eventually he's going to get up, but I have to time it. So as Armando's hands leave the mat, I grab his elbow and I punch it in. From this position, I grab my own wrist. So one more time on that. I'm punching Armando's arm in towards his midsection and grabbing my own wrist. There's a million and one ways you can take a man down from here. If he starts to stand up, here and here, I'll step around his waist. I'll pop my hips like so. Sorry. Drive my training partner down to the mat, and I can start going on the offensive from the top pinning position like so. I like to personally lift and slam from that position, but you can simply drag him down to a hip as well. You don't have to lift and slam. Make sure you guys subscribe while you're here. Leave a like. So once again, I get Armando down to a position where he's on his hip. I hit my lock double, get him down. I start to drag him. He starts to get his back to the wall, which they're always gonna do. I make a false grip on his bottom knee. We do this because we know he wants to get his knee to the mat, to the wall, the cage. So I slide my knee in, I collect his ankles, and I do just enough to lock around his feet like this. So this is different than I usually teach it. I usually teach like I think a better variation, but this is more common. So from this, can you tell him to shut up? Guys, shut up in the back. So from this position, my head's right in front of his shoulder. Now, as you can tell, if I keep my head in front, he's eventually gonna push me away. So what I wanna make sure that I'm doing is I'm getting my head to the guy's back. This forces Armando into a situation where he only has one option. He starts to free his legs up, he gets up. We stay high on his chest. From this high chest wrap, it's not enough to stay here. I need to spread him out and get his hands a little bit further. I start to spread him out. Eventually though, he will stand. I have to time it. If I wait too long, he gets up, he gets his elbow inside of mine, or he hand fights. Very good. So, as Armando is starting to build from this position, I immediately attack his hand once it leaves the mat. I punch it in, I grab my own wrist like this, and there's a million and one ways you can do this. You can pop and lift, or look what I can do. I can start to step and drag. Look what happens. He has no recourse to stop me from dragging him to the mat. And then from here, I can start to go on the attack from the top position. All right? Check out the Patreon link as well. I got some exclusive stuff on there, breaking this down into a little bit finer detail. So once again, I hit it, take him down. He starts to get to the wall. I immediately hit my false grip, and I lock around the feet. Anything will do. See, that's even fine for now. Eventually, I have to switch my head off. He starts to get up, scrambles up. I stay on his chest. I get everything going forward. As he starts to build, I attack the elbow. I trap. If I want to lift, I pop and I lift. If not, I can simply drag him down past his toe line, and look what happens. You can break your man down to a hip, and the choice is yours in terms of what you want to do from that position. Make sure you guys subscribe. Check out the Patreon link. I have it in the first comment pinned, and as well as the description. So there's a lot of good stuff on there. But it's everything from sport jiu-jitsu to MMA. There's a wide variety of options for you guys to check out. Thank you guys.